Marshmallow Fanboy back with another review, this time of McFarlane Toys J. Scott Campbell's Danger Girl, which was something back from 1999. J. Scott Campbell had the title Danger Girl at Wildstorm. It was an Image title. It was a spin-off. I think Cliffhanger, maybe it was Cliffhanger. I can't remember. J. Scott Campbell eventually had his own company, sort of side company. I'm not sure. Does it say anything about that at the bottom? Yeah, Cliffhanger. It says Cliffhanger there. Okay. Yeah. So he started Cliffhanger with a few other really well-known artists, but these figures were real cool. Of course, there was a villain figure. I didn't pick that up. I got these at a sort of a deep discount. The packages are pretty messed up or have real, imperfections and things. But it's a lot of what McFarlane did back then was more sort of statue figures, more figures that didn't articulate real well. They were just meant to show off a kind of a style. And he does that to a T here. And of course, you can see the legs don't really bend, don't really do anything. They come with these cool bases, and then like the skulls, the snake, the bamboo. And McFarlane would go to the bamboo for Lost's. I can't remember her name, but she had a bamboo background too, with different levels of bamboo. So I'm sure that was some of this stuff gets reused occasionally, but they're really well sculpted. So reuse the hell out of them, man. Very cool. And of course, it has the Danger Girl logo at the top. Has each woman's portrait up front in just in a really big heavy style. Of course, the back of the cardboard you lay down, and everything is sideways on the back, which was really cool. At the time, it was like, holy cow, nobody's doing this. This is the only thing I've ever seen like this. This is very cool. And it has a file card, which, to be honest, could have been bigger. Could have been the size of a G.I. Joe card. That would have been super cool. It would have also been cool if it was 6-inch and fit in with classified figures. But yeah, it's 25 years, it was probably 20 years before classified, something like that. No, classified went throughout the pandemic, I think. So when would it have been? Feels like it was 2018 or 2019. Feels like we've been doing it for a while. Anywho, that's not about that. That's about Danger Girl. J. Scott Campbell's Danger Girl. That's Abbey Chase, of course, the leader of Danger Girl. And then you have Sydney Savage, the Australian, who is very cool. He's got a little base with the crocodile. It's got the posts with the, to complete the sort of pier look. It's got a koala eating a little bit of bamboo. And that is very cool. She's got the whip right up here. And of course, the portrait of her, Danger Girl. And you flip it over to the back and you lay that down. And of course, it's a great photo. You see nothing really bends, but once you get a position, it's a really cool figure. File card. It's very cool. It's a really cool figure. This was, I can't tell you, this was just, back in the day, it was like, oh my gosh, this is a fantastic likeness of the comic book, but also just fantastic figure in general. It just looks very much like the figures. And the figures that we had back in 1999 weren't super detailed. We're getting, Toy Biz kind of stuff. It's, but I digress. Now we got Natalia Kassle. I believe she's Russian, and she's got the snowy base, sort of the icicle things that'll go into the base. She's got a variety of knives. It's her weapon of choice. And of course, you can see them right on the box. I think she has articulation on the elbows. Maybe does she? No, she can. I think she can maybe just turn them. Like maybe there's a swivel somewhere where she can get into that position. But other than that, she has the file card like the others on the side, which is very cool. Of course, a advertisement for the villain, which I didn't get. I just got the three main people. Later, McFarlane started these sort of fish tank figures where he would take older figures, and he took the entire Danger Girl set, the three girls, and he put them in this sort of display. It was kind of a fish tank, but it was a really cool display. And you could turn on a light that would light the display. It was awesome. And I think I had that one, or maybe I still do. I just don't know I have it. But it was really cool. So the Danger Girl figures look really cool in the package. But let's bust them out and see what we think of them in person. Okay, now that they're out of the package, let's take a closer look at the members of Danger Girl, starting with Natalia Kassle. She comes with 3 knives. I gave her 2 in the hands, and she has real limited movement. She can twist her wrist, and she can rotate at the bicep, and she can move her arms up and down. There's nothing like a butterfly joint or anything else. So the articulation's real limited. So I just had to sort of keep it simple. No sort of torso articulation. No, there's a little bit of upper leg articulation where you could twist that, I think. Yes, you can. No articulation in the knees. She has a knife. One of the knives she came with, I sheathed right here. I couldn't shove it all the way down, but I got it most of the way down. The shards go into the display like this. It seems to me like the shards should be less yellow. I think, however, it was stored in the last 25 years might have yellowed it a little bit. Also, the base comes out crooked when it hasn't been opened for 25 years. The base is more or less permanently bent. It's made out of some sort of rubbery substance. It's not super soft. It probably holds its shape if you put it through hot water, then cold water, and you hold it down in one place. It'll probably reshape that. It'll probably take its shape back. But in the meantime, it's a little wobbly, but it shouldn't affect the display at all if you display Natalia Kassle. The top is like this lace. It's like this the fishnet is like a real cloth. When I moved one of the arms, I heard it kind of, and I thought that was maybe the fishnet snapping off, or maybe because it's 25 years old, it just sort of gave up. But it looks like that fishnet stays on really well. So I don't know if the fishnet is sort of glued to each individual piece and not throughout the entire figure. So if you move an arm, it doesn't stretch in the torso anywhere. That's cool. Lots of nice little details, lots of little knives, little throwing knives. Very cool that it has the name right on the base. So that's a really nice touch. It's a really nice figure. Sydney Savage has a lot going on. The base is very cool. The whip, you could either put it in her hand, or there was a belt clip here at the side, but I tried to get the whip in past it and it sheared it off. So that thing is just gone. So there is no clip on the side, but to be fair, it didn't leave anything sort of nasty or discolored behind. So it looks like there was never a hook there to begin with. So I guess hooray me. Of course, the whip is still curled up after 25 years, so it doesn't look natural when she's holding it, which was why I was going to put it in the clip, but no such luck there. Comes with a base where you plug the alligator in. You plug the poles in. The poles were connected by a string, and the only thing that keeps the string on is basically you sort of twist it on there, and it stays on there somehow. I guess you could retie it if you want to. The koala took me a little bit of time to figure out. I had to get him just right to plug him into the post. The crocodile, not so much. It's just I don't know if he's really well put in there, or if he's just sort of. I was okay doing it because this pops up. Sorry, This pops up from the base, so you can't really tell, but it's not really down, which isn't necessarily a problem. I mean, in a display, you don't know that that's maybe not as good as you would like it to be. The crocodile's really amazing for McFarlane Toys put a lot of detail into that, and it's just a literally a side piece. But look at all the like the washes in the wood and in the posts. Just reminds me of all the stuff that McFarlane's not doing now, as far as like these washes and these details. He's sort of making a little bit more general figures that maybe don't have as much effort or love as these early figures. It's very cool. And of course, Sydney, just like Natalia, looks just like a J. Scott Campbell drawing. It looks like his artwork brought to life. For Abbey Chase, I really love the sculpt. I like Danger Girl. I got the latest hardcover. It was oversized. It was badass. Um, since DC bought the license, they don't put out um, Wildstorm stuff very often. This was from J. Scott Campbell. Luckily, he owns the rights. He owns Danger Girl, so it was able to come out not with DC's blessing, but because J. Scott Campbell owns it. It's very cool. The base has a couple bamboo shards that I was able to put in, skulls that kind of slide into place. This plant bit that I had to slide into place. This one I could never get to stay. It has sort of a post in there, and there's a place right down in here where you can put this and lock it in, but I can't get it to line up somehow. It's not going in for me. Comes with a snake also that I just have sort of loosely crawling around. Have him sticking sort of above the rock so that you can kind of see him a little bit like that. Very cool. Pose him out. And of course, this piece in the back was something that you plugged into the base also. But you can see Abbey has a pistol. All of J. Scott Campbell's pistols seem to be a little bit oversized. So the fact that it's bigger doesn't seem to be a problem. Like everything was sort of exaggerated back in the 90s. The guns and the knives, everything was bigger. And it's no exception on these figures. And of course, that's just a killer Abbey Chase likeness. It's a really cool figure. It's really well sculpted. All of these three are very limited as far as articulation. There's not much that you could do with them. But man, would I love an updated Danger Girl set from McFarlane Toys or from Marvel Legends, something like that, where I could get all three characters. And I would love it in a Marvel Legends scale. You could, I think Danger Girl had a crossover with the GI Joe at some point. Be great to have Danger Girl in a 6-inch format to go with my GI Joe classified figures. That would be amazing. So these three figures are not available. You might be able to find them in a secondhand toy store or in a comic book store, but you are not going to find them at Walmart or Target or anything. So, but you can still get them. They weren't hard to get, but they are very cool. And if you're a Danger Girl fan, they would look great on your shelf. If you aren't, man, get some of the comics. Man, pick up $2 or $3 worth of books, maybe that are a little thrashed, but readable, and read it. Check out the artwork. See if it doesn't ring your bell, and then see if you don't come back and go, you know what, I could really use those figures. So until next time, enjoy your toys.